Hello everyone, welcome to course study on solid mechanics. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss the limitations of Euler's formula. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about the relation of effective length and the actual length, and we have also discussed the concept of slenderness ratio. So, in today's lecture, we will discuss the concept of limitation of Euler's formula. Remember that as discussed in the previous videos, all of you know the Euler's formula is applicable for the long column and it is not applicable for the short column. Based on that, we have also derived the value of crippling load given by pi square EA upon lambda square. Remember that this LE upon K is nothing but it is the slenderness ratio and it is denoted by the letter lambda. Okay, so this LE upon K is nothing but the value of lambda. So in terms of lambda, we have the crippling load given by pi square EA upon lambda square. Once you know the value of load, we can easily find out the value of stress also, because load divided by the area, it will give you the value of stress. Okay, therefore from the crippling load we will get the value of crippling stress. Okay, therefore sigma E is equal to crippling load divided by the area of cross section. So you divide crippling load by the area of cross section. So we will have the final answer sigma E is equal to pi square E upon lambda square. So from this equation we can conclude that the value of crippling stress is inversely proportional to the slenderness ratio. Slenderness ratio is nothing but it is lambda, which is equal to LE upon K. Okay, so the crippling stress is inversely proportional to the slenderness ratio. And this equation, it also shows that if the value of slenderness ratio is small, then the value of its square will also be small. Okay, if the value of LE upon K, that is lambda, is small, then if we take the square of that particular value, it will again become smaller and smaller. Therefore our denominator will become small. The value of crippling stress developed will be the quite high, so this value of sigma E will become higher and higher. So it means that crippling stress is inversely proportional to the slenderness ratio. Okay, so this particular formula we are going to use to find out a mathematical formulation for the limitation of Euler's formula. Okay, therefore mathematically Euler's formula is applicable when the crippling load when the crippling stress or the buckling stress is less than the crushing stress. So remember that, as we know that Euler's formula is applicable for the long column instead of short column. So for the long column, the buckling or the crippling will take place. After that, the crushing will take place. So the value of buckling stress is less than or equal to the crushing stress, and mathematically Euler's formula is applicable by in this manner. Mathematically Euler's formula is applicable by using this particular formula. Buckling stress is less than or equal to the crushing stress. Okay, so we have the value of buckling stress as derived earlier, pi square E upon lambda square, which is less than or equal to crushing stress. Okay, so by making the mathematical arrangement, we have the final value pi square E upon crushing stress, which is less than or equal to lambda square. Pi square E upon crushing stress is less than or equal to lambda square. For on solving the value for the value of lambda, we will have the final answer under root of pi square E upon crushing stress, which is less than or equal to lambda, that is slenderness ratio. And this is the limitations of Euler's formula. This is the limitation of Euler's formula. Therefore there must be one certain limit of slenderness ratio, that is this value, for a column, so that crippling stress could not be exceed the crushing stress. So mathematically our value of crippling stress should not be exceed the crushing stress. Then and then only Euler's formula will be applicable. Okay, and this is the limitation of Euler's formula. This is the limitation of Euler's formula. Buckling stress is less than or equal to the crushing stress. Okay, so this particular concept we are going to discuss through the example. Okay, so we have one example. Consider a column AB which is made up of mild steel with hinged at both the ends. carrying a crippling load P. Therefore, for the mild steel, we have the crushing stress 330 MPa and Young's modulus of elasticity, that is E, equal to 2.1 into 10 raised to 5 MPa. Therefore, we have from this particular statement, we have a column AB which is made up of a mild steel, and the end condition is both ends are hinged. The crippling load is P. Therefore, the value of mild steel, for this particular mild steel, we have the crushing stress 330 MPa and the value of E is 2.1 into 10 raised to 5 MPa. Okay, so the previous equation, buckling stress is less than or equal to crushing stress, this equation that we are going to use to find out the value of limitation. Okay, so buckling stress is less than or equal to crushing stress means we will equate these two values, buckling stress equal to crushing stress. Okay, so buckling stress can be given by pi square E upon lambda square, which is equal to crushing stress. Okay, so you put the value of E and the value of crushing stress, we will have pi square into 2.1 into 10 raised to 5 whole divided by lambda square, which is equal to 330. Okay, on solving this equation for the value of lambda, that is Le upon K, we will have the final answer 79.25. On solving this equation for the value of lambda, we will have the final answer 79.25. Approximately it is equal to 80. Approximately it is equal to 80. So what does it mean? It means that if Le upon K is less than or equal to 80, then the column will be considered as a short column. Okay, this is the limitation. And if Le upon K is greater than 80, then it will be considered as a long column. Okay, so to apply for the applicability of Euler's formula, we will consider the slenderness ratio for a given mild steel material. For the given crushing value, we will have slenderness ratio greater than 80. Okay, therefore from this we can conclude that if the slenderness ratio falls below the value of 80, then in that case it means that the crippling stress will be high as compared to the crushing stress, and therefore in that case the Euler's formula will not be applicable, because mathematically for the application of Euler's formula, our buckling stress must be less than or equal to the crushing stress. But if we consider a short column, that is slenderness ratio less than 80, in that case there may be the chances that buckling stress will be greater than the crushing stress. Okay, so in that case the Euler's formula will not be applicable. So this is all about the limitation of Euler's formula. Okay, now we will discuss the numericals based on the crippling formula, based on the Euler's formula and the slenderness ratio. Okay, so the statement of first numerical is a steel rod 5 meter long and 40 mm diameter is used as a column with one end fixed and other is free. Determine the crippling load by the Euler's formula and take E is equal to 200 GPa. Okay, so as per the statement, we have a steel rod of 5 meter long, so length is 5 meter. It is made up of a circular cross section because a diameter is given 40 mm. The end condition is one end fixed and other is free. Therefore, for such a case, we have to determine the crippling load. Okay, so all of you know that for one end fixed and other end free, the effective length is given by twice L. Okay, so for one end fixed and other end free, the effective length is nothing but it is twice L. Okay, we have the value of L 5000, so 2 into 5000 it will become 10,000 mm. So the value of effective length will become 10,000 mm. The value of I minimum, as it is the value of as it is a circular cross section, so there will the value of Ixx and Iyy will be same. So pi by 64 d raised to 4 will be the value of moment of inertia. Okay, and that can be given by pi by 64 into 40 raised to 4. So the final answer will be 125.66 into 10 raised to 3 mm raised to 4. Okay, so once we know the value of effective length, once we know the value of moment of inertia, we can easily find out the value of crippling load by the Euler's formula. So the crippling load can be given by pi square EI upon L effective square. So you just put the value of pi EI and L effective into this particular equation. We will have pi square into 200 into 10 raised to 3, because the value of modulus of elasticity is 200, so it will become 200 into 10 raised to 3 MPa into I value is 125.66 into 10 raised to 3 divided by 10,000 square. Okay, so on solving this we will have the final value of crippling load 2480.5 Newton, because we have considered E into MPa, Newton per mm square. So we will have the final answer 2480.5 Newton. Okay, so this is all about a numerical based on the Euler's formula. In the next lecture we will again discuss the different numerical based on the formulation of Euler's formula. Okay, so we will stop here. Thank you.